Marisa, Ursuya, and also Laura's 6-year-old granddaughter, Camila. And the Garcia family truly embodies the theme of this year's fiesta, Todos Juntos en Familia. Viva la fiesta, viva Garcia Dance Studio, and happy silver anniversary.
And here comes the Kings County Sheriff's Posse. Want to give them a huge welcome as well. Their posse members volunteer their time rescuing large animals during natural disasters, and they have been instrumental in supporting Sheriff Bill Abu in various areas, including promoting youth programs that focus on animal husbandry and other local sheriffs as well. With great outdoors and leadership skills, we thank you so much for your support.
All right, next we're going to welcome the Santa Barbara Historical Museum, celebrating Fiesta history all year long. Their permanent installation, the Edward Boring Gallery, is a tribute to one of the most significant artists in the West. He was one of the founders of our historical parade and Ranchero Vestidores.
Their temporary exhibition, Project Fiesta, history of old Spanish days, is open throughout September 11th. It highlights the rich history of the tradition of photos, costumes, and so much more.
And this year, Old Spanish Days collaborated with the Historic Museum. At our offices over at the Carriage Museum, we had a box for every year of Fiesta. It's tradition for the Presidente to put in the box memorabilia from the year, the pin, newspaper clippings. It's really the archive of Old Spanish Days Fiesta. And this year, Old Spanish Days collaborated with the Historic Museum, and we have moved those presidential archives, those Fiesta presidential archives, to the Historic Museum. They have that great basement, temperature control and everything, and that's going to assure that the history and the archives and so much of our Fiesta is going to be preserved for generations to come.
Maybe someday it'll be fun to go back and look through all those boxes.
These are time capsules you're talking about. If you have to say, what was the one thing that really stuck with you?
Well, I think the fact that the Presidentes did such a good job of putting in there things that they felt were important to that year. It was the newspaper articles, it was the programs, it was the pin, there were letters, and there's so much in all of those boxes. And I think the very first one is on display at the museum as part of Project Fiesta. So the Santa Barbara Historical Museum, the executive director, Dacia Harwood, the entire board of directors, really a great collaborative partner with Old Spanish Days Fiesta.
And I just thought about this. We ought to put these notebooks that we have in there somewhere. We'll drop it in one of those boxes and people can go back and see what we were reading during the Fiesta parade.
And can you imagine the value to have the notes of CJ and Beth?
Oh my God, could you imagine?
And David Bolden and our past historians and experts chiming in. I love it. I think Cabrillo Boulevard has taken on a whole new hue. It's no longer black asphalt.
And undoubtedly at this time of the parade, there's always a gathering of the participants. It's hard to pace the parade for so long equally because each of the entrants has a different pace to it.
Right.
The charro groups on horseback have the walking musicos, so those take a little longer. So we start to kind of see the gathering together of some of our entrants.
But this is nothing compared to what we've had in the past. If you remember the days when the freeway would run right through town and you'd have to stop, and then you got the train, and then you got people who park on the tracks.
That's right.
And all those things.
We want to welcome now the Santa Barbara Police Activities League, also known as PAL, strives to build positive mentoring relationships between teens and the police department and members of the community through educational, athletic, and leadership development programs. Viva la Fiesta, PAL! Los Californios making its way down this unique Western and Mexican equestrian riding group. But they've participated in Old Spanish Days for many, many years as well.
And Los Californios, it's an organization throughout the state also where descendants of the state's founders in both the Rancho period, the later U.S. period, all participate. And the Los Californios, somebody in your family had to have been born in California prior to 1850 to qualify.
It's a little bit like Reina del Mar, correct? The golden...
Very similar, and in this state, has a few of those organizations, and so much enthusiasm by all the participants and members of all of those historic groups.
Okay, and for folks who are getting a little bit warm again, we've been talking about how the Santa Barbara County firefighters have really kind of stolen the show, depending on where they are with their water bursts. I see another one making its way down Cabrillo Boulevard.
More firefighters. Yeah.
More firefighters and more water sprays.
So it's really hard to say what the highlight has been so far, but the sounds and the outfits and everything, it's so exciting to watch this parade.
And it's just been thrilling, being, as we've mentioned throughout this entire show, this is the first time that the entire parade of Desfile Historical is going down its original path, its original parade route from decades ago along Cabrillo Boulevard.
Our parade started as the flower parade early on, and then everything kind of moved to become this fiesta parade that we've all come to not only enjoy, but really consider kind of part of all of our families, right? It's fiesta, it's Santa Barbara. You can't get any better than this.
And I know the folks at home are really enjoying the views with our cameras when we get up high and you can see the beach drop behind us and Stearns Wharf. And again, this is all just a big part of Santa Barbara's history.
And we'd love to put together this platform here, the flowers from Chad's down the street here, Janine's restaurant right in front, the bunting that's there showing the old Spanish Days colors, the people, they've all come out, they're all participating, and I think everyone's feeling very good today.
Absolutely. And we also want to give thanks to the shuttle drivers. There was some concern about how are folks going to get down to Cabrillo Boulevard. Shuttle drivers going back and forth. That's been a huge, huge help.
And also the downtown organization and Old Spanish Days and the city of Santa Barbara all collaborated to have the free shuttles going from our downtown parking garage. We really wanted to make sure that everyone in this community could really come down and watch this parade if they wanted to. So thank you, downtown organization, and thank you, City of Santa Barbara.
That's right. And we also thank our crews and our colleagues at News Channel, your news channel, for bringing this to you live to your home if, for whatever reason, you're not able to come down here to be here in person.
All right, next we have Chinelos. Am I saying that properly, Dave?
Chinelos, yes.
Okay, good.
We have a little history behind Chinelos because a lot of people were saying, tell us about this group.
So they're from the state of Morelos, which is in kind of the center of Mexico. And they've been at many of our events this past week. Maria Cabrera, this year's La Presidente, really enjoys this group. I think so many of us do as well. And it really is a colorful and very energetic group that brings to all of us Mexican culture. And the dance represents the joy of celebrating the holidays with family and friends. And I think for anyone that lives in Santa Barbara, I think we consider Fiesta a holiday. So how great it is to have the Chinelos here today.
5 days of holiday. I love the reaction from folks who come to visit for the first time as well.
Oh, it's unbelievable. And a big part of Fiesta is the folklorico dance, which is the regional dance from different areas of Mexico. It's a folk dance. And it's really almost like Mexican cuisine. Mexican cuisine is a combination, a fusion of Spanish cuisine and also other cultures. There were a lot of Germans that moved into Mexico, and they brought items to the cuisine, and they also have added to the folk dance. So when we see the folklorico dances during Fiesta, it's really a way for us to honor and celebrate all of the regions of Mexico, and the Chinelos bring to us the dance, the color, and the excitement of Morelos, Mexico.
Let's listen in for a moment.
One of the things when Spain came and established the system of missions, it allowed the native culture to bring their dance and their outfits into the Spanish way of life. And so the faces that we see and the costumes, all of this dates back hundreds of years.
¡Viva Cuernavaca, Morelos!
Viva Morelos! Viva la fiesta!
Really an homage to Aztec Maya Ryan, and all the different cultures that are so incredibly colorful and deeply ingrained in this
And
community.
even when we see the big procesiones, which are the Holy Week processions during Easter week, we see a lot of the regional native cultures in Mexico dressing up with their sacred animal heads or what's sacred to them. And it's spectacular to see it, and it's spectacular to see this group from Morelos, Mexico.
I can see why this is a favorite of El Presidente, La Presidente, Cabreras this year.
This group has brought so much excitement and so much entertainment to many of the events this week. They performed at the El Presidente party last Sunday. They've been here throughout Fiesta Week with all of us, and you can just tell by the reaction of everybody watching, it's truly something special.
Welcome to the Santa Barbara City Firefighters Association Carriage, and we don't even know where to begin, how to thank these brave men and women who faced the largest fire in California history. So much is owed to them, as well as our other local firefighters, and we are forever grateful. Viva la Santa Barbara Firefighters Association.
We had the county firefighters, now the city firefighters. Everybody comes together for Fiesta, and I think it's a great way to end this parade. It's a great way to say thank you to all of our first responders, our healthcare workers, and everybody in this community.
And another highlight, how they actually ride on the wheel, the outside of the wheel. I talked to two of the firefighters today, and they said, it's our first time, we're a little nervous.
And as is tradition, when the last entry of the parade comes through, the community follows. And this year is going to be very interesting because the parade from this location at State and Cabrillo continues all the way down to the Hilton. And it's not until the last entrant gets to the Hilton will we see all of the entrants coming back along Cabrillo to the home and the start there at the Carriage and Western Art Museum.
So some people were wondering if it was going to come back down Cabrillo or cut up Garden and go that way.
We looked at many routes, many possibilities. The city felt, in looking at all the traffic plans and everything, that it probably wasn't the best route to come through the funk zone. So with consultation of the police department and the traffic department of the city, they came up with the idea to have the turnaround and the return come back along Cabrillo Boulevard. So usually when the parade ends, this Cabrillo Boulevard opens up again. But today, it's going to remain closed for at least the next hour and a half because every one of the entrants has to come back here and has to come back to our home at the Carriage and Western Art Museum.
Well, I'm seeing a drone flying up and down, so it'll be really wonderful to see those visuals as well. What an incredible parade.
This has been truly a special way to celebrate the 98th anniversary of Fiesta. We've seen it all. Charros, community leaders, we've seen La Presidente this year, we've seen the 20 and the 21 Fiesta families, we've seen the Spirit this year, the Junior Spirit, St. Barbara, Charros, and 380 horses. Where can you beat that?
And I think 380,000 people walking behind us all up and down Cabrillo Boulevard.
You know, what's exciting is this is the 98th. A lot of people are already talking about 99 and 100. Very exciting coming up.
And those are going to be here before we know it.
Yes.
It's a 12-month process to plan Fiesta. Next year, 99, the following year, 100. And we want to go well beyond that. We want this to continue, and I think the community is going to do everything possible to make sure that it can continue.
All right, no hints for that. We'll get more information about that coming up, but we welcome you for joining us. We are so grateful that we were able to bring this live this year in 2022. El Desfile Historico.
Yeah, and David, thank you so much for coming in and giving us so much color and history today. It really does add a lot to all of this.
It's been such a pleasure to be with both of you and to be out here just to see all the faces and the people really respond to this parade. It's been a special day. Thank you so much.
All right, adios, amigos, amigas. Viva la fiesta!
Viva la fiesta!
Viva la fiesta!